Hey everyone, this is Chelsea Lee here, live from the Frisco area, and I just wanted to jump on here real quick, do a Facebook Live because it has been some time, but I definitely want to just give you guys some information about good debt versus bad debt, okay? And so there's a lot going on right now due to COVID, a lot of crazy things. But before I get started, like I said, my name is Chelsea. I am a credit coach, and I also am an executive analyst with my company, White Jacobs and Associates. So I just wanted to get on here, like I said, and just give you guys some information that maybe is going to be helpful to you. I'm not sure where you guys stand right now, but as far as with your credit, if you kind of have an idea of what's going on, or you're trying to get an idea of where to start. So I just want to jump on here and just share that information with you. So recently, so first off, I hope everyone is staying safe, doing awesome. We are at the halfway point of the year, so that's exciting. There's a lot of different things happening right now. People are realigning themselves with their goals and what they're trying to accomplish, in 2020, even though it has been crazy, right? So, but that's one thing that's been recently for me. I've been very busy. There's a lot of people that have been reaching out to me, not only about their credit, but just, Chelsea, I want to figure out how can I capitalize on these low rates right now with a home. Like, I want to get a mortgage. I want to get into a new house. I want to get a new car at a really good rate. Like, what do I need to do? I don't know where to start, right? And some people, not too long ago, I did post, check your credit report. That is the biggest thing I will tell every single person. Check your reports, see what's going on. A lot of people are kind of in the dark when it comes to their credit and no one really knows what's going on, right? As you're coming in, let me know where you're coming from, by the way, so I could say hi. I hope you guys can hear me, and share if this is going to give you value. But what I was going to say is that there's so many people trying to do things right now because of the race and just trying to capitalize on that. And so here's what to know when you're going to look at your credit. The biggest thing to look at, right, is, okay, do I have, where does my good debt stand, right? So a lot of people, there is a such thing as good debt. Hey, Brianna, I hope you're doing good. But there is a such thing as good debt, okay? I know that sounds crazy, but let me give you kind of different examples of this and then how this impacts your credit. So good debt, this could be mortgage, this could be your auto loan, right? This could be credit cards if used correctly. This could be even small business loans, student loans, things like that are considered good debt. Now, what is bad debt, right? So bad debt, a lot of the good debt, it can turn bad if not managed well, okay? So you want to make sure that you're managing everything well, that you're paying everything on time, that you are, having small balances on your credit cards if you do have them. Hey, on. But yeah, that's something that good debt can be awesome, and it can work for you if you put it to work, and if you utilize things correctly, it could be really good. It can help you build your credit. But the minute that things start, not getting paid on time, overutilization's happening, that can impact their credit score, and now it would be considered bad debt, right? But actual bad debt that's not helping you improve your credit score, that's not helping you build or do anything like that, I would say is definitely negative information on your credit report. So what could that be? That could be any collections, that could be charge-offs, that could be late payments. Things like that are having a negative impact on your credit. It's not helping you, it's hurting you, right? And so what can you do, right? Or where should you allocate your money to, right? So when you're looking at your credit report, a lot of people have no idea where to start. They're like, I got some money now, I want to pay my debt off. What should I do? And so the biggest thing I would say is, you never want to go in, if you're really trying to build your credit score, you never want to go in and just start paying off a ton of old debt, right? So like I said, negative, bad debt, that's those collections, charge-offs, these different accounts, right? You never want to go in and start paying all of these old debts, because what that's going to do is that's going to actually hurt you worse than what that account, where that account stands now, right? And here's why. So when you go to pay old debts, and what ends up happening is, first thing, you putting that money towards this old debt, it's not helping your credit score, okay? Because here's why. What's going to happen is, once you go to pay an old debt, the date of last activity that's actually listed on your credit report, and that's the 7-year mark that the creditor has to report to the bureaus, right? That's how long it will stay on your report. Anytime that an old debt is paid, or at any time that that information may be disputed or anything like that, it will update that date of last activity, okay? So what that does is, once that gets updated, so let's say you have an old debt from 2013 and you go to pay it and they go to update it, it's gonna show as if it happened in 2020 instead of 2013. So now it looks like you have a brand new derogatory remark. Your debt is now zero, right? Let's say there's no balance anymore. There's $0 on that debt, but now you have updated. It looks like a brand new charge-off, or it looks like a brand new collection, and that's actually going to hurt and drop your score. And a lot of people don't know that, right? So there's different things that can happen when going to pay old debts. You kind of risk that when not knowing what to do when you're trying to actually build your credit. And so what are different ways? Well, because you're probably wondering to yourself, okay, so if I don't pay this, how can I actually help my credit then, right? And so what I would advise to you guys is, before actually going to pay old debts, before putting money towards that, here's what you want to do. First off, get with someone. If you don't know too much about credit, that's okay. Get with someone that actually knows about credit, what the different options are as far as how to maybe remove the debt, or maybe how to maybe do a paid for deletion and settle the debt, something like that, to help you actually for things not to get updated on your report, but maybe to get a removal, okay? And so that's gonna be a big thing when going to look at paying debts, okay? So get with someone that knows more about credit than you do. Different options. What can you do? Before paying an old debt, you can hire a consumer attorney that specializes in consumer law, okay? You could do that to go after the inaccurate, erroneous things on your credit report. You can even call to get some kind of paid for deletion. There's different ways to go about that, and different verbiages that you can use to negotiate getting a letter before you actually pay a creditor, and having it in writing that they will remove the debt once you have paid. So that's a big thing too. You always want to get things in writing before you actually give someone your money, right? A lot of times, I will be honest, that is very difficult to do. Getting that payment paid for deletion letter, it can be very difficult, but if you could get that, that's going to be awesome, because not only it's going to be as if that account never existed, which is going to help your score, because now that negative negative debt is off your report, okay? So there's different ways to go about this, about going after negative debt. What I would say, if you are let's say that you have high credit card usage right now and you're trying to figure out, so I even have people that reach out to me asking, you know, what should I do with my credit cards, because right now they're predominantly all maxed out. I have money now, how do I need to pay these down? And so I have different people reaching out to me for different things like that, but even that's something that I could take a look at. Or like I said, if you have someone you know and trust that actually helps look over your credit, knows more than you do, and they could take a look at that for you, that'd be awesome. But the goal is always to have at least 30% of your limit of your credit utilization, okay? And so, hey Whitney, I will call you after. So that is something that you can do as far as paying down credit cards, things like that. You could, anytime that your credit cards are getting high usage like that, that's a good time, if you're coming into some money or chunks of money, to go ahead and allocate that money towards paying down credit cards, because that's going to help your score. And as long as you continue to manage those credit cards, that's going to help you build your score and build upon that, and you'll be good. So That's a lot of information. So if you guys have questions about this, please let me know, because I know it's a lot, and I do get a lot of questions about that, like what should I pay, what should I not pay, or what's going to help me actually build my credit right now. So if you guys have any questions about that, please reach out to me. Or if it's a simple, how do I pay down credit cards, I could always take a look at that for you too. Maybe kind of give you some strategic ways to do that, to where you're not, breaking your bank account trying to pay down all of these credit cards, or whatever it is that you're trying to pay down at the time. What I'll say is just, it's always smart. The biggest thing I'll tell you guys as a tip, and then I'll go ahead and close this out, but just keeping track of everything, have some kind of consumer site, some kind of credit report site that you use to keep track of your credit. The biggest thing that you want to do is have awareness of what's going on, because you just never know, how your credit, if someone else is using your credit, that's happened before. You want to know if there's negative things popping up on your credit that might not be yours, or might even be inaccurate. Keep track of something so that you know what's going on, especially if you have plans to buy, if you have plans to borrow, or if you are coming across an emergency and you need maybe to apply for a credit card. You want to have an idea of what's going on your credit before walking into something not knowing what's going on. Okay, guys? So I hope, well, let me read Tanya's question. If there is some debt in collection, is it better to pay? So that's a good question, Tanya. If you're dealing with collections, honestly, like I said, that's considered a bad debt. So depending on what's going on with those, really, a lot of times with collection agencies, what they'll do is they will just zero out that debt. They'll leave that negative verbiage on there. Real quick, what I do in the firm that I work for, so I actually work with a firm that has an attorney that specializes in consumer law. And so what we do, we're not disputing information or anything like that. We put everything through an audit process, okay? So everything that we do, it's very aggressive. The program that I have for my clients, it's a 6 months or less program, so it's 6 months or less. But what happens during that process is we're putting these accounts through a very, very aggressive approach of just, okay, I need to see either the proof of debt or you need to remove this account. So the biggest thing that we do is we go through these accounts that are negative on my clients' credit reports, and what we want to do is we want to get these creditors to show the proof of debt. A lot of times what I will tell you, the point is to validate, right? They have to show proof of debt, validate, and a validation, just so you guys know, is having all of that documentation that actually links you to those negative accounts on the report. They would have to provide original contract signatures. They would have to provide statement days, itemized statements as to how they got the balance on your credit report. So there's a lot of things that they would have to provide over to our attorney to show that, yes, you in fact owe the debt, right? And so a lot of times what I'll tell you is that collection agencies, they don't have all the paperwork. They're considered a third party, so a lot of times when original creditors are selling to them, they don't have all of that information. So what that means is that could result into a removal, a complete removal. And with us, because of the process that we put these accounts through, these negative accounts through, and the process that we have with our attorney, we can guarantee that a permanent deletion when something is to be removed. And that means that you're not going to see this stuff getting resold or coming off the report and then popping back on, which can typically happen when you go to dispute information. So I'll probably do a separate video about that, about disputing versus an audit method, just so that you all have like an awareness of that, because a lot of people don't know the difference. Sometimes when disputing, that can update a lot of things on the report too, which is not helping your credit, it's hurting your credit. So there's a lot of different things that goes into that whole process. But Danya, if you or if someone you know is dealing with collections like that, you know, reach out. You could always reach out to me so I could take a look at what all is going on, because it might be in your best interest to maybe go through a program, maybe to just go through something and try to get as much as you can removed, because those accounts could be inaccurate. You could be dealing with mixed files. There's different things that we look at for that. So I hope that helps. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up, but if you guys have any more questions, feel free to either drop a comment or private message me. But I hope this helped a little, just to give you some perspective before putting your money, your hard-earned money, towards these old debts. You know, reach out to someone that knows a little bit more, especially if you're trying to build your credit right now, and really just allocate that money towards maybe your good debts and just paying those down so that your score can go up and you can continue to build it. Okay, guys? So let me know any more questions. If this video helped you a little bit, feel free to share, and I will definitely talk to you guys soon with a different topic, different information, and hopefully just get that out to you guys, because I know right now a lot of people, their goals are changing. Everyone wants to go get a home right now. Everyone wants to go get a brand new car. So if that's something you want to do and you want to look over your credit report and everything like that, please feel free to reach out. Everything is confidential. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys soon.